Turn to your community focus. We head to Attleboro today. Mayor Paul Heroux joining us live via Zoom. Mayor, thanks for joining us today.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
Mayor, the New England Sports Village in Attleboro, which is right now just an ice rink but was set to be a major athletic complex, it's set to go to auction on May 7th. And the managing partner told the Sun Chronicle they're behind on their mortgage payments but are optimistic that the auction won't actually happen. What's your sense of what's going on here?
I spoke with one of the owners as well, David Boucher, and he is also optimistic that they're going to be able to salvage the ice skating rink and the actual building structure itself. As far as the other 140 acres, I'm not really sure what they have in mind for that, but I know they want to try and make some magic happen. They want to work this out.
Mayor, it was almost exactly 3 years ago voters in your community approved money for a new high school. At the time, it was projected to be about a 4-year construction project. Considering what the last year looked like, bring us up to speed on the timeline for that.
Yeah, so we are on time and on budget to open this new high school in the August, basically for the fall season of 2022. Right now we're about 46% completed, and it's a $260 million high school. We spent about $115 million so far, but that's like I said, it's on time and on budget. A lot of the materials that we had to order for this project we were able to do before supply chains were disrupted because of the pandemic, but things are still right where they should be.
You had good timing for that construction project then. Good plan. We often talk about La Salette around Christmas with their light display. Right now, however, we're talking about them in terms of vaccinations. A point of clarification, the shrine itself is not managing distribution, correct?
That's correct. The vaccination clinic is part of a regional effort between Attleboro, Taunton, Fall River, and then Somerset, Swansea. And it's basically a roving clinic where the administrators of this are going to move from one location to the next. So Attleboro is going to be held on a Monday, Taunton is on Tuesday, I think Fall River is on Thursday, Somerset, Swansea is on Thursday, Fall River will be on Wednesday, and then Friday is a day off, but then I believe Taunton's going to also manage it on Saturdays, give people an option to get in there. But it is something that we were originally ready to handle, about 750 vaccination doses per day. We're going to start with about 300, and the vaccine that was being offered is Moderna.
And have those vaccine clinics already begun? How long are they going to continue?
It hasn't started yet. So this particular regional clinic hasn't started. Attleboro was one of many communities back in December, January, February, a little bit of March that were offering their own clinics through their own Board of Health or their health department. But then the state wanted to consolidate the efforts and basically centralize the vaccination effort. And so they pulled those away from all but 20 different municipalities in the state. And so the state came back with that, okay, well, we're not going to let you do it as an individual community, but if you want to partner with other communities and do a regional effort, you can do a regional effort, provided that you administer 750 doses per day. And so Attleboro got together with the other local municipalities in Bristol County, and that's when we put together this regional effort, this regional clinic that's going to be moving from one community to the next.
Mayor, I want to ask about the summer. Back in March, I believe, you canceled the 4th of July fireworks again for this summer. But given the way things are starting to reopen, is there any chance that they will be able to happen?
No, not with the guidance that the state has given. The state has basically given a requirement that there be no more than 250 people gathered together in outdoor settings. So there's really no good way that we could hold the fireworks if we were to limit it to 250 people. Having said that, I've spoken with the city council president and the veterans agent who often coordinates the fireworks efforts, and the city council helps with that. We're looking at maybe doing something in Labor Day weekend, if we can, because at that point it's sort of the new normal where everything is open back up, and by then, the projections of the rate at which people are getting vaccinated and the rate at which the number of new COVID cases have been decreasing. I think that the reasoning the governor had to open up things on August 1st was that it'll be a safe place to do that, to open things up naturally. So if all goes well, what I'd like to do is have some type of fireworks celebration on Labor Day with a parade. But, I was hoping to do that last year, and that never materialized because things got worse. They didn't get better.
We could be hopeful for that. Mayor
Yes.
Paul Heroux with Attleboro. Thanks to you for joining us at 4 today.
Great. Thanks so much for having me on.